Good morning. We are back. It's been a few days since we last did a video, and now we're catching up on kind of overall market. So today we're going to be going over a little bit of XRP, some dominance comparisons, Bitcoin, and the Sigma coin. So, all right. So this is your XRP right here on Coinbase. So we have a 5-wave move off the lows. We ended up having this ABC correction that ended up wicking down, clearing this low. And you would normally say this would be invalidating this level, okay? In addition to that, we also had an 5 waves down, ABC up, and then this wave 4 potential count crossed over wave 1, invalidating this as well before rolling over and continuing this down move. So there's a lot of discussion when people are looking at this larger puzzle of XRP as to whether or not we're going to potentially, because of these consecutive lower lows coming into play, revisit down here and move down into the, as low as like the 210s. Okay, so one potential method that this would happen would be that you would have your ABC correction, ABC up, and then you'd have a 5-wave move to the downside, and we're just kind of in some kind of larger consolidation before we sweep the lows and then send out of here. Okay, that's one thought. A lot of people are talking about that scenario. It's been in the potential for a long time, but I've got some things that I think might show that that is not correct, and we can see if those will in fact be invalidated. So first off, Coinbase here set a lower low, okay? But if we go to other exchanges, for example, Bitstamp, just as an example, did not set a lower low, okay? Now, the one that really intrigues me is the Korean XRP, where they do not have margin, and in doing so we end up seeing the 5-wave move down and ABC up, and then another 5-wave move down, 1 2 3 4 5, and in this move we then had a 5-wave move up and then a B C to the downside, and then we set a lower low, and now we've kind of bounced and we're kind of pulling back down again. But notice how far away this low is compared to the Coinbase chart. Just completely night and day, right? So that's the difference. We're all the way down here at the lows for Coinbase, and in Korea, not even close. We haven't even breached this level down here, okay? So what this leads me to believe is that this is in fact a wave 1, wave 2 correction. So now we're more so working out how this wave 2 is playing out. And as you can see, we have a 5, 3, and then this is just completely, again, we have a crossover here. So if we're maybe counting this 5 waves as stopping up in this region, 1 2 3 4 5, and we stop like up here, then we actually did not cross for that wave 4, and then this would be kind of like an elongated wave 2 3 4 and 5 to finish this move. So this is actually my base case. So what we have here for the Korean chart is we do not want to cross below this new low that we set right here. So this is now our new invalidation level. For the USD chart, we're going to want to again see that we could cross below into this region down here, into the 66, 65 region, and if it still would actually be okay because it would freak everybody out and then go from there. But right now I'm aiming more for this region of 74 to 78 to be an area of interest to relong, with a stop below this 270 region in case we cascade. And then finally, the one that also shows that this is accurate is that we have our market cap chart. So here's the market cap chart on the 30-minute of all the exchanges together with no inflation being added, and we can again see that we have a 5-wave move, a 5, 3, and then a 1 2 3 4 5. And note, this wave 1 and 4 do not cross, right? So if we show the wave 1 ending right here, it does not cross the wave 4 move, right? So there you go. So we have a gap. So there's your validation of the completion of the ABC move to the downside, with this finishing with 5 waves. This has 5 waves, that has 5 waves. All of our corrective moves are here, and now we're being impulsive off the low. And the way I'm counting this on the market cap chart is we actually have a wave 1 2 3 4 and 5. So now, with that being said, we know that we get a follow-up. So we're looking for an A, B, C move to the downside. And in this ABC move, this will be ultimately the completion of this correction, probably coming down into this region of the market cap, somewhere in there. And then that's it. We've done it. We've made it through wave 1, wave 2, and then we've done wave 1 and 2 of the next impulse. So this is very bullish is how I'm looking at it. And we're just seeing now just the completion of this wave 1, and this is where I'm aiming, somewhere in this region. So we look at the liquidity heat map. We can see we do have some liquidity below the range lows, right? So that's the concern, and that's the invalidation if we continue to close down in this region. But we do also have this 274 to 275 range. When we go back and we look here at this local region, a 274 to 275 would take us down to a 786, 702 fib here, and a -2 deviations. So this is kind of the area that I'm aiming for personally to start longing. And then if we start losing and closing below this level, well, then you just take the loss and you then, short through down here. But realistically, I don't think we're going to make it. And even the USD price, this shows us that we have the top of wave 1 as being all the way down here, which we have yet to cross and invalidate. So I think this is just a very choppy, messed with everybody correction. And I think the real answer is the fact that the market cap chart has a higher low with a wave 1, wave 2 completion off of a larger wave 1, wave 2. Korea has come nowhere near sweeping these lows with, again, a crossover, but we can see that that crossover is invalidated with the market cap chart. So it did cross here, but it does look like it has one more kind of pullback for a wave 2. And then we should maybe in this region right here to 4,000 Korean won. And then we should be able to move out of here. And finally, the liquidation does give us an area of interest right in here at 275-ish. And that should be ultimately, in my opinion, the up move for the bullish count. And then again, if we lose and start sweeping into 268, we should in fact start looking to see if we're going to have a larger cascade. Now, another intriguing chart that's out there is this XRP oil chart that's been used by Dom for quite a few times. This has been an pretty consistent. ABC down, ABC up, another 5 kind of wave, ABC wave down here. There's your 5 waves, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually wicked below the trend line, closing in this area, but reclaimed it and have now bounced. So I'm looking for maybe a continuation up into this region, another little pullback, and then we run. But this has been pretty consistent to show that there has been a underlying structure pattern that, even though it's wicked below the wedge, is still in fact valid and okay. So now finally, just wrapping this thing up, we got 2 more parts here. We've got Bitcoin working for its larger ABC, and then we have a 5-way move to the upside for a corrective kind of WXYZ per X-Force. Then we have a 5-way move down again, another ABC working its way up, could even get up to 115.3, maybe 115. And then we roll over and we might have one more leg down, and that is where the real test will be for both Bitcoin and XRP. But this is looking pretty impulsive so far off the lows. And so we'll see if that ends up playing out. So Sigma, though, is also giving us the same kind of narrative. We had our higher low set here, a reclaim, a bounce, and then we had a full take back that ended up playing. And now we have a higher low yet again. So if this continues to hold here, 3-day momentum is still moving to the upside. We do have a little bit of a rollover on the Stotch, but the RSI itself is doing okay. And we're just in this wedge, right? This forever triangle of a wave 2 correction, looking and finding support off these lows. Daily is reset though fully, and so we should start seeing this curve back up again. And I think that corresponds with just kind of one more pull down with XRP on the major. And then once it starts running, I think everybody figures out that it's time, and this is when you'll start seeing the meme multipliers play out as well. And we can easily see us go up a 10x just to the top of the range where we were prior. So that's kind of what we're ultimately looking at this point, is just a liquidation cascade down into supply with a potential to wick lower, but we're going to be conservative at this point and start longing at 275. At least I am. And then we have the market cap chart giving us this wave 1, wave 2 completion with an ABC, a 5-way move out, plus then now a back test, hopefully giving us a little bit of a range down here. Otherwise, we'll re-grab at this supply level. And then finally, Korea, nowhere near close to invalidating, at all. So we're going to watch this, how this plays out here. And if we set this higher low, amazing. And that will be our next final move. Bitcoin doing its thing over here. Does it have another leg lower to freak everybody out, getting down to this 103 level? It sure looks like it's teasing everybody. So we'll find out together on this. But this may, in fact, be a completion of this larger five-way move to the upside and ABC down, and then a five-way move off again. And now we're actually ending up with a breakout. So this may just wreck everybody as it just keeps running. And then ultimately, then that shows that XRP itself is just going to kind of do one more wave 2 pullback, invalidation if we start losing these lows between 270. So that's where I'll be watching. So I'm going to be rotating back into spot down here, flipping long, and then put stop losses below these levels to just take the loss and watch price action if we end up having something happen. But this wave 1, wave 2 to me looks done. So hopefully that's of help, and we will talk soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm glad to be back.